G'day everyone, Chad Bell here, just giving a wrap up of today's fat cattle market report from IRLX, with Inbrell Selling Agents. Pen just on 2,500 cattle, so that's 300 down on the drawed forward numbers, but obviously a sharp rise again on the previous weeks. A good yarding throughout, a lot of younger cattle starting to come through the market. As we alluded to last week, we saw a lot of store cows with calves being dragged off. Well, it was a little bit opposite this week. We saw a lot of runs of young cattle, young calves being weaned off early off mums and coming through the fat pens, but over and all a very good day. Start with the bull market. Bulls fully firm. The best of the bulls out to 415 cents. All those heavyweight bulls 390 to 405 or 10, especially if they showed that yield potential. You come off the top end bulls and you're 360, 70 to 380, and those plainer bulls, 320 or 30 to 340 or 50 cents. Bullocks, very few bullocks penned, but what we're here were very good. Best of the young bullocks out to 458 cents. They'll off the bins, but most sales, between 420 or 30 to 440 or 45 cents. Feeder steers, some bigger runs of feeder steers. Now, not the top end weight. You're more back on that sort of 400 to 440 or 50 kilos, but the better runs of steers traded anywhere between 484 to 506. That was for an Angus or an Angus cross steer. If they're in ones and twos, they made from 460 to 480. And on the crossbred side of things, virtually all crossbred steers 460 to 478 cents. So that gap is definitely closening. Trade feeders, not a lot of trade feeders here to quote, but 440 to 488 cents. A very good run of black backgrounder steers, Angus backgrounding steers. They made out to a top of 530 cents, but all traded north of $5, so very solid there. Crossbred steers, similar story. The best from out just over 500, but anywhere from 455 cents to $5 a kilo. Some lightweight black steers, as I alluded to earlier, some bigger runs of well-bred weaner calves, not with a lot of weight. The best of these out to 554 cents. For an outstanding run of Angus calves. Angus steer calves might have been 80 or 90 in the run, but a lot of sales at 540, 45, but those plainer calves anywhere from 460 to 490 cents, and a few crossbred calves 464 to 470 cents. Heifer side, similar story to process. Once again, what was here was very, very good. The best of the young heifers, milk and twos off the bins out to 444 cents. Most of those sales 410 to 420. If they had teeth, they made from 390 to 400 cents or a little bit more. An Angus feeder heifer, export heifer, 406 to 421 cents. Once again, most sales 410 to 418. Crossbred heifer, similar story. If they were good and in runs, they made over 400 out to 416. Come under, those singles, 384 to 390 cents. A trade feeder heifer, 370 to 420 cents. Most sales 410 to 415, and a kill to the trade out to 400 cents. So that might be just a little bit softer what we've seen in previous weeks. Once again, some good runs of lighter weight weaners and backgrounder heifers. The best of the black heifers, the backgrounders with a bit of weight, out to 456 cents. Now they're nudging just over 300 kilos, but very, very well-bred cattle. But sales range from anywhere from 370 up to 450. And some lightweight Angus heifers, same story, $4 to 444. Most sales 420 to 430 cents. And those lightweight calves to kill to process. Most sales over $4, but made anywhere from 340 at the, as I said, up over 400 cents. The cow market. The cow market got dearer as we went. Most of the sales early were 370 or 75 cents. Now we got up over 380 cents quite consistently at the back end of the sale. But as I said, 360 to 386 cents for those best end of the cows. Most sales 375 to 380. That next cut down, still with a fair bit of weight, but not quite the yield potential. 355 to 365 cents. Those trade slippery cows are definitely cheaper, 336 to 350. And those store cows, and I don't think a store cow remained in the paddock, they all went to process, and they've made from 260 to 322 cents. Most sales 260 to 280. So over and all, as I said, a pleasing result with the sharp rising numbers. We did have a few extra buys from the north. Obviously, some strong rain events through that northern part last week, and with Roma being cancelled today, we're lucky enough to have a few extra orders down this way. So anyway, that's enough from me. Fingers crossed that we do get some rain on the roof, hopefully very, very shortly. Other than that, keep sending them. Thank you.